Thank you. Thank you very much, Ambassador, for being here with us today. Ambassador Wiseman, do you believe that the old relationship we have with the United States based on deepening integration of our economies and tight security and military cooperation is over, that it's clear the U.S. is no longer a reliable partner, and that many of our former strengths based on our close ties to America have become weaknesses?
Thank you. Mr. Chair, our relationship with the United States is not over. We are adjacent to the United States. We are adjacent to the largest market in the world. That is a huge benefit for Canada and one that we have to nurture. However, it is clear that our relationship with the United States has changed under this administration due to the imposition of tariffs by the United States and a change in posture to an American first posture by the United States.
Ambassador, are you aware, that those quotes are directly from Prime Minister Mark Carney, and he seems to be taking an obstructionist approach to our largest trading partner. And recently, media revealed that the Prime Minister has explicitly told staff of former Quebec Premier that being slow is part of Ottawa's strategy. So can this be interpreted as a show of bad faith in Washington, and is it, in your opinion, a deliberate attempt to stall negotiations of CUSMA?
So, Mr. Chair, I can't. It's not for me to interpret the words of the Prime Minister, but I can tell you that we are ready, willing, and
but
able.
Ambassador, you could speak to the effect that it would have, because in your role as ambassador, that would affect your job.
Sorry, can you repeat the question?
The words that the Prime Minister used directly affect the role that you have in your job as ambassador. So do you believe that this is a deliberate attempt to stall negotiations of CUSMA?
Mr. Chair, Canada is ready, willing, and able, as is our chief negotiator, as is Minister LeBlanc, as am I in a supporting role, to commence the formal review process of the CUSMA agreement. And we are in regular discussions with the United States as it relates to the 232 tariffs.
Ambassador Hoekstra has said of CUSMA that it's not an intense negotiation. There really have been no serious negotiations since October of last year. Behind the scenes, U.S. officials are increasingly frustrated, saying that Canada hasn't played ball, that the government has decided to run out the clock, and that they see right through this strategy. Is the lack of progress being made in order of the PMO?
Mr. Chair, under the CUSMA agreement, there is a mandatory review that takes place under the four corners of the agreement at year 6. It is a 16-year agreement. The CUSMA agreement comes to an end in 2036. The Government of Canada is ready to commence the formal review process with the United States and with Mexico. And we are ready and prepared to do that review process, not a renegotiation. It is a review under the terms of the agreement.
Thank you. Janice Charette, the top negotiator on CUSMA, said that she thought the government should get prior credit for concessions made 10 months ago on the digital services tax, counter tariffs, and legal challenges on softwood lumber. Yet, to her amazement, the president pocketed those promises and moved on. Meanwhile, 2.6 million Canadians, including many businesses in southwestern Ontario and my riding of Middlesex, London, who depend on trade with the U.S. for their work, they're very deeply worried. So has the Prime Minister revealed to you why he made the strategic error of dragging this out instead of using the leverage we had at the beginning of the talks to get the tariffs removed?
Any specific conversations I may have had with the Prime Minister around trade strategy or otherwise as advice are privileged, and I'm not in a position to comment.
The Prime Minister has said that Janice Charette is the chief trade negotiator and not you. So could you tell us what role you play in the negotiations, and can you detail the number of meetings and the substantive actions that have been taken by Canada to secure a deal thus far?
Well, my role is to support the chief negotiator, to support Minister LeBlanc, to support the Government of Canada writ large, and to build the relationships, being resident in Washington day in and day out to support those relationships across with American legislators and with American business leaders and labor leaders in support of our chief negotiator. And this is a structure of a team that is proving to be very effective.
Thank you.